Hey folks, I wanted to bring you a video today about this mono blue Rona Combo deck for Pioneer or Explorer on Magic Arena. I've been playing a lot on ladder, doing really well with, had a close to 80% win rate, kind of hovering between 75 and 80% win rate on my way up to Mythic. So I'm in Diamond 2 now, I think. And this deck has been performing really well, seems very powerful, and it's been so much fun as well. I'm generally not a big fan of Pioneer, but playing some Rona decks a few years ago, and they were the only decks that really made Pioneer feel really fun to me, other than Enigmatic Incarnation. Love that deck. But Rona Combo, so much fun. I was playing Sultai, that qualified me for Regional Championships Lille. And although I didn't do too well, my friend on the exact same list made it to day 2 of Regional Championships Lille on Rona Combo, Sultai Rona Combo. And actually, I think it came second, the Rona to Light deck in Lille. So that was pretty cool. So Rona has some chops, is massively underplayed. It is a slight pain to play online. Let's not get that twisted. It's a lot easier in paper when you can just demonstrate your loop and do it infinitely. Online, it's a little harder, but let me talk you through the deck if you're not fully aware of how it works. So Rona, whenever you cast a legendary spell, she untaps, and she can also tap to loot. If you cast a Mox Amber, this untaps Rona. If you put Retraction Helix on Rona, she can tap to bounce Mox Amber back to your hand. Casting Mox Amber untaps her, you tap the Mox Amber for mana, bounce it back to your hand with Rona, cast it again, and you can make infinite mana, infinite blue mana in this deck with Mox Amber. So that is very cool. However, there's a few other things going on in this deck. It's not just casting Mox Amber with Rona out to make infinite mana that you can do. We also have Valley Floodcaller from Bloomburrow. So Flash 2/2. You may cast non-creature spells as though they had Flash. This is pretty cool actually, because it means you can cast Mox Amber and Retraction Helix both at instant speed, meaning that you can do your entire combo at instant speed. But also, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, birds, frogs, otters, and rats you control, we only care about the otters part of that, get +1/+1 until end of turn, and you untap them, so a bit like Jeskai Ascendancy. This means that Valley Floodcaller turns any otter, including itself, into a Rona type card for the purposes of Retraction Helix and Mox Amber. So, say you already have an otter token out from Stormchaser's talent, you flash in Valley Floodcaller, you cast Retraction Helix on your otter token, and now you can bounce your Mox Amber, play it, bounce it, play it, bounce it, play it, bounce it, as much as you like, and you'll get an infinitely large otter. And if you have a legendary creature or planeswalker in play, your Mox Amber can also tap for mana. Okay, cool. We're also playing Kitsa, because Kitsa is an otter, has the draw discard ability that Rona has, but also has prowess, which is pretty cool, and also this ability to copy instants and sorceries. It doesn't come up very often, but when it does, it's pretty good. We also have Thundertrap Trainer to just dig deeper for our combo pieces, as well as being an otter. So this could be played on 2, this could be played on 3. If you have a Retraction Helix, you might have your combo going already. We're also playing 4 Mutavaults, because Mutavault will be an otter. So interesting thing here is, even without a legendary permanent in play, if you've got Mox Amber, Retraction Helix, and Valley Floodcaller, you can make your Mutavault into a creature and then do your Mox Amber loops, and this will make your Mutavault tap and untap, or it can untap every time you tap it, every time you cast the Mox Amber, which means that this can generate infinite mana, but only infinite colorless mana. Which is not super useful. You need coloured sources, but that can generate enough mana to get other things going. Now, this has been a ton of fun to play. Oh, I guess I should say, how do we win? Well, obviously, if we make an infinitely large otter and we can attack with it, that's cool. If we aren't in a position to attack, well, we can do some other things. We can make a lot of tokens with Stormchaser's talent by bouncing this, or getting this talent big enough and looping those together. There's a lot of weird things that can come up. We also have Narset in the deck. Narset is a legendary Planeswalker for the purposes of Mox Amber, tapping for blue. Also allows us to dig deeper for combo pieces. Stop our opponent from drawing is actually quite relevant in a lot of cases. And she can be bounced with the Retraction Helix as part of that loop. Because she is legendary, she'll untap Rona. Because she's a non-creature, she'll trigger Valley Floodcaller, which means that you can draw through your deck using Narset. We have a Geier Sanitarium in the deck as well, so that when Narset is out, you can lock your opponent out of drawing any cards with this. I'm not being super impressed by Geier Sanitarium, if I'm being honest, but I might not be looking for the instances of it often enough. This deck has so much flexibility, so much power. There's a lot going on with it, and I'm undoubtedly going to be making mistakes. We have a look at our sideboard here. I've noticed that it's only 14 cards for some reason. I'll have to add. I'll have to find another card to add. So this list was taken from a player called Traft, who I believe is a Spirits player normally, who did quite well with it, came 6th in a recent Pioneer Challenge on Magic Online. And I've changed the sideboard a little bit. The main deck, I think, is exactly how Traft played it, but the sideboard is a little different. I've added these Geralfs, the Fleshwright. So for mid-range matchups, just putting a bunch of zombies on the board is actually really good. And with this town and Mox Amber, you can cast a lot of spells in a turn, because you can like bounce one of their things and your Mox Amber, cast your Mox Amber. Maybe you like bounce your own Stormchaser's talent and your own Mox Amber, and then you get to cast the Mox Amber, cast the Stormchaser's talent using the mana from it. It can be very, very powerful. And I want to change the equation over 8th August, but I'm not sure about that. The Mystical Disputes and the Unlicensed Hearses have been good. I'm not fully sure what these Annuls are for. I guess I've just not played against many enchantment-based decks. I've played against no artifact-based decks. But I guess for the like Esper Enchantment Blink deck, that seems to be doing quite well. And if we do play against like Enigmatic Incarnation, we would want the Annuls. I'm going to put in an extra dive down into the sideboard. For the more interactive matchups, I guess. But that's still very much in flux. Here we go. Right, let's play some games and see if we can get a mythic. Okay, against Kazunori Sumida. I hope I haven't just sworn in Japanese. We'll play. This is 2 lands. Retraction Helix, Rona. If we get our 3rd land, we can cast Stock-Ups and Valley Floodcallers. Seems pretty good. Play this on 1, save ourselves 3 points of life. And see what our opponent's up to. Temple Garden tapped. Oh, there's the combo. And the Temple Garden tap is not the best. Not the best at removing a Rona on 2. Okay, we win. This is pretty crazy. So I'm going to do it like this, just for maximum utility, I guess. But here we go. Start the loops. We'll give our opponent a good game in case they realize that they can just concede here. I mean, actually, we don't have a way of straight up winning the game this turn in the entire deck, I don't think. But we can do some very powerful things. I'll start with a Stock-Up. None of these are great for us. I guess what I'm going to do is just sort of flood the board a little bit. Like, we need to balance. We need to balance the fact that. Sorry, it's going to be difficult to do this loop and also speak at the same time. We need to balance the fact that we are online, so, you know, I could just say, oh, I'm going to cast the Mox Amber and loop it a billion times for the mana. You know, I could say this in paper. And then, like, here's the spells I'm going to cast, and I could just cast them. Online, we don't have that option, so we need to think about being realistic about what we hope to achieve here. So I'm actually going to look for another Retraction Helix, but I don't find it. That's okay. So once we have another Retraction Helix, we can do all this at decent speed. Which means that our opponent would never have a chance to do anything again. if I had, you know, infinite time, some of the things I could do include getting Narset. I don't think we've played a land this turn, right? So we could play. Wow, got Mox Amber. Stormchaser's talent. That lets us put a Retraction Helix back in. So that's what we'll do. Put Retraction Helix back in hand, put a Valley Floodcaller out. If we need to do this again, we are able to. And you know, we can just let our opponent take a turn. Say if we know that next turn we'll. We are able to cast every card in our deck from this position. So I'm just going to leave it at clear the Valley Floodcaller, play an island. I guess let's have this like this. And that's. And yeah, there's no card or combination of cards gets out of this. That's yeah, that's certainly negative. For our turn. Bounce the blocker, not that it matters, we have too much backwards. Tapping the Mox Amber just out of habit at this point. That's 650, yeah. So there's a loser. Oh, that was a turn 2 win, really. Actually turn 3 that we did the win, but turn 2 was the combo. No, sorry, it was turn 3, right? Because we had to have the Rona untap. Cool, so we're against green-white Angels, and I've had difficulty in this matchup before when they've just hit so many of the core Skyclave apparition. But they didn't have one there. Also, we were on the play, which helps. So I don't think we really want any of this. Change the equation is somewhat tempting. Or Collected Company. Maybe Narset's not that great against them. They're able to attack Narset really well. And they don't draw many cards. I'm not sure, do they draw any cards from the Angels? In Standard, I think they used to play a Holy Cow sometimes, but I don't think these decks do much on the card drawing. This hand's also good. We play a Seagate Restoration turn 1, we play a Stormchaser's Talent, we play Rona, hope to hit a third land. So not quite as good on the draws on the play. That's magic. Requires no turn 1 elf is good news for us. I think they probably sideboard in Portable Falls. That's naming Spirit. The fact that that's naming Spirit tells us that they probably have a Skyclave apparition, which makes me think maybe we should play the Thundertrap Trainer. But if we allow them to start casting Angels, then it's going to get out of control for us. But nonetheless, I think playing Rona in against Skyclave is not very good. I was hoping Thundertrap might find us a land. This town ain't big enough is good at slowing them down. Slow this down as well. On this board at least. There's a Rakdos Midrange. Okay, no third land. No third land makes the Rona a lot better, I think. Okay. These are very scary. Hopefully we can just win the game. So we could cast the stock up and hope to find Amber and Retraction Helix, but we do get one free draw off of Rona. Okay. Kind of like playing the Mutavault instead of the Seagate Restoration. It saves us some life, which could become relevant. I am going to just go to Stormchaser's town, because we've got another one in hand, and we've got one on board that we will probably bounce with this town. Stock up really needs to find Mox Amber for us to stay in this. Else, we can this town Valkyrie. That's just not good enough, I don't think. Then we need to do a stock up here. We see a Mox Amber. So that is pretty stonking. We see a this town as well. Now, 4, 7, 9. Problem is, if they can cast any... Ooh, this could find a Retraction Helix and still save us. Ah, nice. Now, we can't combo here. Let's get rid of this town that they know about. But if they threaten to kill us, the Retraction Helix can be cast on an Otter to bounce one of their attackers. We've got 9 points in the air. This is going to put them above... Oh, it's not... Sorry, I thought they needed 30 life or more, but it's only 7 more life than you start with, so... Yes. This kills the crab. Now if I bounce a Righteous Valkyrie... 5, I'm only taking 9. So we need to find... Ooh. We can pick up the Retraction Helix from the graveyard using the Stormchaser's talent, but the land that we have in hand currently kills us. Which I would call problematic. So we need to find something. That is not it. I'm going to discard the Seagate Restoration because it can't do anything for us. And then I'm going to cast a this town to bounce these 2. So this has only cost us 1 mana effectively, and untaps our Rona. Discard a card. Can't find another Rona. I think it's unlikely that we're casting that many Ronas. So Thundertrap needs to find us another Mox Amber, I think, in order for this to go anywhere. Find the dive down in the Stormchaser's talent. So that just ain't it, Chief. Just a little bit too slow. And our land's just doing a little bit too much damage. Didn't see an island that game. It was the big problem. We're pretty close to being able to do the turn Mutavault into an Otter and then untap it a bunch with the Valley Floodcaller, but we just didn't have enough mana to quite get it going. Play fast, please. Hand is okay. 4 lands is like 1 too many, but it's a pretty solid start. Rona on 2 is difficult for them to answer outside of Portable Hold. Be great if they cast the Alarm Elves. This means that they could Skyclave Apparition us, but I think we just got to go with the highest potential upside play. Off the grid. The good thing about Skyclave Apparition is it is a slow start for them. They get the Portable Hole and the Damping Sphere. Okay. So they are trying to make it difficult for us. We'll find stock ups, that's a good play for next turn. So these stacks pieces are not great against Retraction Helix decks because one of the first things you can do with your Retraction Helix is just bounce them. But they do represent a roadblock. Now we can't double spell with Rona and Thundertrap Trainer here. Because of the Damping Sphere. Getting the Rona out is so good. Having to balance mana efficiency versus card advantage here. I'm gonna go for the stock up. Okay, dive down to protect Rona is pretty good. And maybe just another stock up? Or do I want the island actually? Maybe I want the island. I'll feel silly if I draw an island, but... it would be great to consider this trade, right? So we're Splendid Angel. Change the equation is an interesting draw. Maybe that was a waste of a sideboard slot. I want to get the Rona down. And I'm just going to get the Thundertrap Trainer down as well, actually. I don't think they have a removal. No Mox Amber, no Retraction Helix. Like this town would be pretty good here too. Draw Stormchaser's talent. Let's stock up. Oh. Attack rate 1 point. Okay. Let's get rid of it now. Now let's stock up. These are not the things we want to be seeing. And play the Kitsa. Gives me a lot more draws next turn. For 7, 9 in the air. Oh, can they activate this? If they get one more land, so 6, 9, 11. Still not bad. I'm gonna do this. It also gives us an extra draw for Rona. There's a Mox Amber. It's pretty good. Let's get rid of this counter spell that does not seem it's going to see any use. Okay. So they can activate the Resplendent Angel. But we're on 1. Which is enough, potentially. Okay. We get a free draw out of Rona. And we get one out of Kitsa as well. I don't think there's any chance we are... 7 mana? 8 with the Mox Amber. This could copy a stock up, I suppose. Let's do this first. There's a this town. You can get the Damping Sphere off the board, which is pretty big. I think I'm going to cast the Mox Amber for 0 to untap Rona. Don't need that. I wanted this town. Do I want to copy this town? You may choose new targets for the copy. And this could bounce. No, I don't think so. Let's do this. It's very tempting that. I don't think it actually does what we need it to do. Okay, so that makes this cost 0 now. Let's now draw just a Kitsa. Mutavault is not what we want to see. Draw this card off of Rona. Otawara is not what we want to see either. No, I think that does us. Just not finding Retraction Helix here in the top 25 cards of our deck is too unfortunate, I think. 4, 5, 6 mana. No, I don't think so. Don't think there's anything we can do here. Oh, there is something we can do. We can pick up the this down again. Do this. This untaps Rona, but I think it's for naught because even if we find the Retraction Helix here, it doesn't do anything. Okay. God. Wow, okay. So yeah, we've looked at... So there's 32 cards now left in our deck, but with 3 Thundertrap Trainers, an extra 9 cards? So 28 plus 9, 37 cards we looked at, and we didn't see a single Retraction Helix. Oh well. But that was a good game. I enjoyed it. I hope you see some of the power of the deck. You know, got a little bit unlucky. This can happen with your combo decks. I would feel really... I don't think I bottomed the Retraction Helix at any point there, did I? Ooh, interesting one. Interesting one. We could have had that so easily. Trying to think back if there's anything different we could have done. I don't think so. Really needed that damping sphere off the board, so I don't think I could have possibly bounced anything else with the first this turn. I could have copied the this turn with Kitsa, and it could have bounced 2 of their things, but I don't think that achieved anything for us, so I don't think we could have gotten rid of all of their flying attackers. It's not the best start. Stormchasers into Valley Floodcaller. It's the kind that I feel like you should potentially mulligan, but it has some things going on. Oh, it's weak to a Thought Seize, though. It is weak to a Thought Seize. Pretty sure you take the Stormchasers, right? They do, yeah. Okay. Oh, against Waste. Interesting. Get a Mutavault out there. Probably don't want to be Geier each Sanitarium in them. I will discard dive down. It's a draw card. Yeah, I didn't want to discard 2 lands. Well, we can Geier each and discard a land. So they don't get too much out of it. Certainly will be as well. There's not much point in getting this Valley Floodcaller down if it doesn't do anything. We kept a very weak hand into Waste Not. Field of Ruinous. Stock up is a nice draw. That's that. So I don't think. Well, Rona's not getting to live is the thing, not while Liliana's on the board. I'm going to take Mox Amber and Thundertrap Trainer. Because this gives us everything that we need to be able to flash in Valley Floodcaller end of their turn. Hopefully don't have removal for it.
We all have
and
things
then,
we want.
Mox Amber Retraction Helix to make a very large Otter. Yep. So I think we just stick on that plan. Hope for no instant speed. We still have that Mutavault. We'll be able to sacrifice it here. As it stands, we can't do anything about that. It's a shame. But we've got to stock up. So let's use that. Take a land. And another Valley Floodcaller. Try and do it again. We'll play out the Thundertrap Trainer first. Having another stock up, which is pretty fantastic. Could have taken the dive down, but I think just having a lot of cards is very useful.
I've always hated crowds.
I don't want to get rid of both Mox Ambers. We're pretty likely to find another Retraction Helix. Oh, it does draw them cards. As I say. I think we got to stock up here though. Get a land. This town is quite interesting.
I'm tired of your secrets.
So we need to discard something. I think we discard the Mox Amber. And then let's get on top. Which is a big ask. Too big ask. With one more mana, that would be pretty cool as it stands. Don't think so. Rough matchup. And a hand that was weak to what they were doing. So, I think this is one where we like Geralt quite a bit, actually. They do play a good number of enchantments. So that could be worthwhile. I'm not sure that I love Kitsa here. I don't think we want to be draw or discarding very often. I'm not sure if this town is very good. Maybe let's cut 2 of these for 2 of these and try it like that. They're not putting that many things on the board. They're going to put Shieldred on the board and I'm going to feel sad. Is how I feel this might go. Love the Yargle avatar with this deck as well. Well, in some ways it's a Thoughtseize resilient and a lot of redundancy. We keep this one. Well, we'll try this. I'd rather have Mox Amber. I think I'd rather have Mox Amber out there so it can't be Thoughtseize. Well, joke's on me, I guess. Can this be fatal pushed? Yep. Okay. Well, it wasn't getting any better, I don't think. We have the Valley Floodcaller. This is pretty good. This could just be lethal next turn. Right. That gets good. Okay. Another Mutavault. Well, may as well get in for 2. No more fatal pushes in their hand is good to know, at least not right now. That's alright. Didn't need that Mox Amber anyway. So, Valley Floodcaller is a win. I'd like to go that. Am I right in saying that? No, because I can't. Well, I can't tap the Mox Amber for mana, and I can't make the Mutavault into a land before I do it either. So I can make a very large Valley Floodcaller, but not much else. Okay, do this. Do this. Alright. Okay. That is a tough one for a combo deck. I remember, in fact, RC Lille, when I was playing Sultai Rona, my round 1 was against Waste Not. And this was before Bandit's Talent got printed. I think Hostile Investigator didn't exist at this time either. It's like Waste Not was a very underplayed archetype because it didn't have any of its best cards yet. It had Waste Not. And it had Thoughtseize. I guess Thoughtseize is its best card. But that was about it. It had Liliana, I think. But yeah, very little else. Yeah, so it looks good. I'll be honest, I didn't think about it that carefully. I saw lands and I saw spells. And yeah, seems like it's going to get there. And this deck can, you know, as I say, it has like a midrange plan and just develop out. So should take our Thundertrap here, I assume. Unless they feel like this town is really good against them. You know, just being able to loop this town with Stormchaser's talent is also a very solid grindy plan. We draw another this turn. So, I'm going to play a Mutavault because I think it's possible that we could be casting the this turn, especially with a second one in hand. You want to get Mutavault down somewhat early because when you are doing Valley Floodcaller turns, you really want your Mutavault to not have Summoning Sickness, because otherwise it can't tap the mana once it becomes a creature. Duress. We'll take one of the this towns, presumably. We could just like Thoughtseize a land, which is good, but so I don't think there's any reason for us to this town here. Let's see, get Restoration tapped. Get in for one. Hell yeah. Fatal Push, our Otter. So, it's one of those games. Fatal. Well, I will bounce your building from my Stormchaser's talent. It's a pretty good draw. Let's play out Rona. Play out Mutavault. Stormchaser's talent. And then this island we can discard fodder for the Rona. If Rona lives, which does seem unlikely. But if they keep killing our creatures, then they're not developing much of their own plan. The Stormchasers can outgrind. Oh, let's hack to Rona. Draw another island. So let's pick up at this town. Yeah. That island they know about. And get in for what? Reflection is a very strong card. Prefer not to bounce it if possible. Suppose ideally we attack, they might block. We can this town the Stormchaser's talent back to our hand. Stock up would be a fantastic draw. I think close being able to cast a Seagate Restoration, although it's not great when you've got one card in hand. Ritual Chamber. Okay, interesting. It's a good thing for us to this town. The token, that is. And I'll offer a Mutavault for trade also. Surprised they went that route with it and not Unholy Annex. Directly that. And they can't animate the Mutavault to not lose life. In fact, they can animate the Mutavault and make a copy of Mutavault. Oh, that doesn't work very well actually, because then they have to sacrifice it. It's Unholy Annex is a bit of an issue. Thundertrap Trainer is a pretty excellent draw. So I can put 2 cards in our hand. The alternative is Stormchaser's talent, pick up this town. This town, these two. Replay Stormchaser's talent. These will be 3/3. I'm attacking for 6, puts them down to 7. 2, 3, 4. I think I can afford to Mutavault once as well, put them down to 5. But I think let's just cast this Mox Amber. This is giving them a chance to respond, to suggest that they do have removal. Oh, that's a tough choice. I think Stormchasers is what we want. Mutavault is just like free damage though. Sorry, not Mutavault, Mox Amber is what I meant. Okay. Stormchasers. Yeah. We get to attack with a lot of Otters next turn. Well, we get to attack with 3 Otters, but we can make a lot of Otters. So we have 7 mana. Oh, we only replay a 1 Stormchaser's time if we pick up this turn. We get to bounce whatever they play as well, which is very good. Welcome to the storm. Okay, they get to make a demon and attack us with it if they want. So they're not doing that, and the reason they're not doing that is so they can reflection the demon, I think. Oh, that tapping's awful. So I think we play it slow on account of the mistap and on account of position they've sort of put us in here. Yeah, stop them from copying the demon. We've allowed them to copy the demon, and then it just dies on their end step. No, I'm not attacking anyway. You did not make a copy of it. They want a copy of that instead. Pretty reasonable. They're probably thinking about unlocking the annex, right? So they can draw even more cards. And drain us. Okay. No, that is a draw. That is a draw. So let's turn these. This up. Maybe I needed to only do one of these. Now they can block. 4, 8. Now we get in for 13. No way, this gets to attack too. So 5, 5, 5, 9. Ooh, this is lethal, right? This doesn't drain, so they get to block 2 of these, and they take 9, 13, 16. Wow! Wow, wow, wow. Now, I don't know if we needed the Floodcaller necessarily, because we had pick up. We had a line that was pick up this town, bounce the demon, swing with Otters, which was also very strong. But that one was, yeah, wow. Okay, here then. Do I like? I don't think I like the counter spell. It only really tags like Fable and things that cost 2 or less, which is not incredible. I think I want the dive down. Not as in love with Kitsa here. I might put Kitsa for a Geralt. Narset I think is pretty good. I kind of want my second Geralt, though. Maybe yeah, this seems very doable. Alright, let's try that. Just the fact that we're running all these stock-ups and Stormchaser's talents in the main gives us a lot of grind against a deck like our opponent's here. It's harder when, you know, it's like Waste Not and they're gaining so much advantage off of all the cards that we just got. This is essentially a 6-lander, which is not where we want to be. And our opponent goes first, so they could very well Thoughtseize our only spell. So, doesn't feel good to mulligan against the Thoughtseize decks, but this is a pretty good one. Put this town on bottom because it just doesn't really do that much in this hand. Play our Thoughtseizable land. Yeah, also Voltus, so try to get that down early. Now, it's a shame our opponent is not Thoughtseizing us, because that means we've got threats. Maybe it means they've just got removal, which is pretty excellent. Okay. Sure thing, buddy. Let's grab... We could just grab a land, but I think Mox Amber is like as good as a land when we have Narset out. Speaking of which, let's play it so it can't get Thoughtseized. Stable. Narset is pretty good actually. Activate.
Just the
Get
trick.
That's pretty great actually, for being able to play a Valley Floodcaller and protect it with Dive Down. And then we're just looking for a Retraction Helix off of stock up, and we are away to the races. Did you take the Dive Down? Yeah. That's like a low value duress. And we can play around it by just casting stock up instead of Valley Floodcaller. Play around like what they're planning there.
You cannot see your folly.
Stop. The problem with that card is you literally cannot stop it. So let's play a stock up. I like the idea of Geralt a lot. I like Geralt Stormchaser, I think. Play this. And then go like Geralt stock up next turn. Make a zombie. And this sort of forces them to put 2 things into the Narset if they get rid of it. That's less than ideal. Take the girl. I think that it's quite likely they have a removal spell, right? Unless the duress was a 6 picker. They're going for me with both of these. This will put us down to 8 if we just let the slasher hit us. And I think we get a little more utility out of being alive for longer.
My mind needs a rest.
Turns off the Mox Amber. Alright. This has to be a good stopper. Well, we see a Retraction Helix, which is, you know, the combo. They're down to 1 card in hand. I don't think a Stormchaser's talent does that much for us here. I think having access to it this town is useful. What have you got then? Can you resist the allure of making a second unstoppable slasher? It's a thinker. It's a thinker of a turn. I get it. Starting with a duress. That's tough. They take to this town. They heartless act. Okay. But I held down to 2. So we are up the creek to some extent. And that ain't getting us out of said creek. So yeah, the thing is this doesn't have haste and we don't have a Mutavault on board, so there's nothing that can actually bounce the Mox Amber. If we had Mutavault, we would have already on board. We would have just won here. We go to game 3 then. I don't think I'd change anything really. No, this seems all good. Alright, I'll choose to be on the play. It's it. I think it's a keep. It's not incredible. This is the kind of hand where, like, one of the thought sees us. I don't mind if they take them off damage, to be honest. I think they should take Narset here. Take that down. Mutavault's an interesting draw. As I said, trying to get this down to make sure that it can tap for mana when we Valley Floodcaller things. Another Retraction Helix. So I want to play Narset here. I'm pretty sure. Do I want to do Valley Floodcaller? It's a lot weaker to removal. We'll eventually cast Narset.
I train
Let's get the Mox Amber out there.
No one is more prepared than me.
And then, yeah, let's activate
Hone your
another
prowess.
one. Okay. Oh, the thing about
I have
yeah,
reached
okay.
my limit.
I'm realizing now the thing about doing that was it meant that we can't use the Mox Amber now. Unless, ha ha ha, JK. I am just going to because we have spare Retraction Helix and spare Mox Amber. And this doesn't die to a Fatal Push. How does this? As to that, well, that's fine. Okay. They have too many cards in hand. It's a shame when we draw like our bad spells like that down Retraction Helix and Mox Amber instead of Stalker. And Stormchasers wouldn't go amiss. No blocks. The fact that they want rid of my zombie makes me think that we shouldn't get rid of it. Well, it's hard to hit a Rona. I have so much mana open. I kind of feel like if I just pass, then this wastes the mana. There's not that many things you can do at instant speed. And we can flash in Valley Floodcaller at the end of the next one. Which is kind of on the end. They must have a plan for this Valley Flood. Appears they might not. They don't know about the second Retraction Helix, I suppose, so they could be trying to kill it in response to that. So what we do, I think, is we cast Roar. Use this. Retraction Helix on Valley Floodcaller. I am seeing airflow in the logic. If they kill it now, this is really bad. Okay, good on. Okay, so I don't think they have anything. I'm guessing they just have the Mutavault as a blocker. Get anything out of tapping this for mana at this point. Okay, that is the win. That is the win. Difficult one. Difficult one. We kind of had to pray that they just ran out of removal spells there. Interaction. They don't always have it. They do not always have it. is the thing. Alright, we're against our first mythic opponent. Our hand is slow. We're going to feel silly if they're on mono red. So I think that is a mulligan. This one's maybe even worse, but it does have a turn 1 play. It's not quite where we want to be. Hopefully we'll draw into what we need. Okay. We see a couple line gold. They're on like a red-green aggro deck. Could be vehicles, I've not seen that in a while. Don't know if anyone's still on that kind of thing. I've seen this deck. Looks like the Coyote deck. Is it Cunning Coyote? Not Wily. Wild and Cunning, similar. Well, we'll try and get a Rona down. We have Retraction Helix in hand, so we'll Mox Amber to seal the deal. We'll be happy to see. Now, from what I remember from this deck, I remember them being on Burst Lightning, I think. I don't think they necessarily play much that can deal with a 3 toughness creature. Yeah, let's just not. They have a monstrous rage. Okay. And there's a dark down, which is not exactly what we wanted to see. Draw a card, discard a card. This town's not bad. Let's spin this dive down. So we could just like this town and bounce one. I think actually it's probably going to be better to do this to get another redraw off of Rona. Another Stormchaser's talent. It's got an island. Play an island. And now we have Retraction Helix up to buff both of these Otters as blockers and bounce one of their attackers. When this creature enters, if its surge cost is paid, other creatures get +1 to soul and gain haste. It already has haste. The fact that the Alchemist is going to get haste isn't too. I think we can survive though. So I want to put Kitsa in front of the Coyote if possible. This in front of that. Bounce the Burning Tree. Take 4. Still have Kitsa and Rona alive. Yeah, bounce the Burning Tree. Take 4. Yeah. So we do need more in order to win now. I am thinking if I just, I don't want to die to a Burst Lightning. But at the same time, if I just don't, I just play Island Stormchaser's talent, then I can this town an attacker and my own Stormchaser's talent. I'll have 3 blockers. This seems pretty good. I need to remember that this has vigilance. So Get in for what? Another bushwhacker. So I have to bounce the Heartless Hero. I have to block this with Kitsa. So it's a Heartless Hero with Heart 5. Ooh, unless I... No, I don't want to bounce my own blocker. Then we're going to activate this. Yeah, do get rid of this. With this. Retraction Helix. Yeah, I think we have to. This can bounce the Heartfire Hero again. Narset. Oh, there's a free redraw. If ever I saw one. Narset also lets us dig for...
There are so many mysteries, and keep an open mind.
Not what I want. Land kills us. Just scary. I want them to have a creature. This is so silly. We are really holding on. Holding on for a hero. Oh no, they have the hero, not us. Okay, Seagate Restoration. Not what we want to be seeing.
Meditate and prepare.
Mox Amber. So yeah. This isn't an instant speed burst spell. We get to draw card, discard card first. Get that. Take up the Retraction Helix out of the graveyard. Cast it on Rona. We get to bouncing. What we got in here? This time, really. So we need to find like a stopper, because that will allow us to find things that are creatures. Because we need a Valley Floodcaller to be able to untap this Mutavault. And swing with it. This is going to be a lot of things. Bounce. That's it. I should have bounced a half back here, I think. But it doesn't make very much difference. Okay, they concede to that. which is very helpful for us. So yeah, the plan was search through the deck using Narset until we find a stock up through our deck until we find a Valley Floodcaller. Valley Floodcaller loops to make Mutavault large enough to attack for lethal. But fortunately our opponent conceded, which saved us a bit of a headache. Right. Narset not actually great in this matchup. Would much rather have Geralt. And do I want to change the equation? Could be really good against like a Bushwhacker, for example. I guess we'll take one. This town is not great against so many cheap things. Let's get the other two change the equations and see how we go. The use cases for this town and change the equation are somewhat similar in the sense of being instant speed, 2 mana cost cards that like can disrupt what our opponent's doing. Combo in hand, and our opponent has demonstrated a difficulty in dealing with the combo in their main deck at the very least. So I think you just keep that. Love to see a Stormchasers off the top. Second Mox Amber, okay. I'm gonna play one. My reasoning being, if I play Rona, I can then play the other Mox Amber to cast Thundertrap Trainer at not 0, but I'm going to say little cost. The cost could be if they like have pick a poison or a braid or something like that to deal with the Mox Amber. Part of me is hoping that if they do, they would use it here. I don't know if they would though. They'd want to be proactive. They plot a Cunning Coyote. I forgot what that had plot. So yeah, let's do this. Consequences be damned. I don't know how much damage they're capable of dealing in one turn. But if it's a lot, then we've insulated ourselves from it slightly here. Heartfire Hero. Give it haste, gets an extra +1/+1 counter. That's presumably the line here. Okay. Few more mana. And they're just plotting an Alchemist. Well, this is awesome for us, because we know that there's no danger and we get the combo from them, so I'll take it, sure. Because we've already got an Otter on the board, that's the one that can attack when our Valley Floodcaller comes down and makes it big enough. So, that's pretty awesome. That was a great game against a red-green aggro. And a lot of these mono-red decks have difficulty just killing a Rona lately. So that's pretty excellent. How long have we been going for? I've been recording for almost an hour and 40 minutes. Hopefully we've got some usable, interesting matches out of that. So I'm going to call it here for now. Let me show you the deck again before we leave. I'll probably do more videos on this deck because it's really fun. I've been playing it a lot and really enjoying it. But yeah, I mean, test this one out, see how you feel. I think the sideboard is still very much up in the air, so if you've got any ideas about that, please do let me know. Mono Blue Rona Combo, a lot of fun. And very, very powerful. So, thanks very much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da!